Morning everybody, Nicole here with PupScoutsDogTraining, and today's video we're going to talk about how to teach your dog to heel while on leash. When you're training heel inside the house and outside the house, make sure you have plenty of treats to work with because you're going to go through quite a bit. When you're holding the leash and you're walking with your dog, I don't want you to hold the leash like this. Sorry, lovely. It's important that it's not high and tight just like that, because then you're creating tension. That definitely means you're not comfortable and your dog is not comfortable. Personally, I don't like bunching up the leash like this because usually that means you're afraid your dog's gonna run away or pull really hard. If you can, a simple 6-foot leash, 4-foot leash is good enough. I like using a leash that I can attach to my hips so that it's hands-free and I don't have to hold on to her. I don't recommend using a retractable leash because then your dog is 15-20 feet away from you when they should be heeling right next to you. So I like to teach my dogs to heel at my left. You can teach them to heel at your right. It doesn't really matter as long as you're consistent and that the dog knows heel means stick to one side unless I say otherwise, and not to go in between your legs or go off and try to smell something else. Take baby steps. I don't expect you guys to walk from here all the way around the neighborhood if you can't go from here to the car or from here to the mailbox. So start small. If you need to, start in your house first. If your dog can't focus on you in the comfort of your own house, your dog's not gonna focus on you in the neighborhood where there's other sights, sounds, and smells. So one thing I like to start with is the luring method. And what we're doing is we're luring the dog to our side. So when you're teaching your dog to heel, part of the luring method includes making a wider arch if necessary when you're working with a bigger dog. When it's a small dog, you don't have to do such a wide arch. Lure the dog. Yes, good girl. It's important that you mark the behavior as soon as she's right next to your leg, because ideally a good heel is that your dog's front legs are parallel with my legs. One thing I like to do is toss a treat in front of me so that they can go off that way and I can call them back into a heel. Yes, good. Lovely. Heel. Yes, good girl. Make sure you're not giving the treat too soon. I want you to give the treat right when she's right next to your legs. Heel. Yes, good heel. So sometimes dogs are apprehensive to follow, to kind of go behind you for some reason. So what you can do is take a step back, let them feel like you're both going backwards together and you're both going forward together. Step back, together, forward together. Back, together, forward together. Back together, forward together. Yes. So if your dog is not going to be able to focus out here, you're definitely not going to be able to get a heel out here. So practice inside the house first. Build up that confidence, that routine, build up that muscle memory with your dog first, and then take that training and start it outside. When you're starting to actually move, just take one step at a time. Lovely. Heel. Yes, good girl. Heel. Yes, good girl. You're just gonna keep a treat next to your dog's nose. They might nibble on it, and you're gonna tell them heel. Yes, good. Every few steps heel, you're gonna release the treat into their mouth. I don't think the goal is to go around the street right now. Right now the goal is walk with me, even if it's for a few seconds. Heel. Yes, good. So take the treat, lure her. Yes, good. Heel. Heel. Yes, good. Don't give your dog the treat when they're too far ahead of you or when they're pulling on the leash. Heel. And when you're training a dog to heel, sometimes it's easier to start off leash inside the house, and then you can start adding the leash. Just getting the dog the movement of following you is going to be very helpful. Yes, good. Heel. Yes, good. If you can see, what I'm doing is we're walking together. It's in her face, just like this. Yes, good. And I release it just like that. Then I release. Yes, good girl. Another important tip when you're teaching your dog to heel is your pace. You want to make sure that your dog is following your pace, not you following your dog's pace. So what I like to do is switch it up. First, you can start slow on a normal walk, and then you can start jogging, but start small. That is how we get the dog to start following our leg. Once you're ready, you can pair a hand signal to that, and I'll show you what that looks like. Heel. Yes, good girl. As soon as your dog is in the position right next to you in this invisible box, that's when you reward her. Good girl. And when we talk about an invisible box, that means that there is this box right next to you, and this is how far your dog can go, how wide your dog can go, and how far back your dog is allowed to go. Lovely, heel. Yes, good, heel. Lovely, heel. Yes, good, heel. Lovely, heel. Yes, good, heel. Remember to start with the leg that you taught them how to heel with, whether it be your left or your right. Heel. Yes, good. When you're walking with your dog and you're holding onto the leash, don't hold it tight. Don't hold it bunched up in your hands. Just relax. If you can't relax, neither will your dog. Here's me just walking with my pinky. Heel. Yes. Wait. If your dog is walking on your left hand side, they might have a difficult time turning left, but they might be really good at turning right. And the reason why is because if they're following you going right, that's easy, but they can't anticipate you turning left into their body where they're currently at. The same thing happens when they're on their right hand side. What you can do is you can practice figure 8 turns, and you can practice, just find something and practice turning with your dog. Come on, heel. Come on. Very good. Sit. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. Now we're gonna switch it up. Heel. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good girl. Heel. Yes. Good heel. Good heel. Come on. Sit. Yes. Good girl. A good heel is when your dog's front 2 paws are parallel to my legs. Lovely. Heel. Come on. Yes, good girl. Good. Usually when I make turns, I make some sort of noise or signal to remind her, hey, we're about to do something different. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Wait. Sit. Sit over here. There you go. Sit. Thank you. Good job. Stay. Heel. Yes. Good. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Wait. Right here. Thank you. Sit. Very good. All right, so I hope that intro to heeling has been helpful for you. Again, this is something that takes time, so practice, practice, practice. Let me know if you have any questions, and check out my social media channels. I'll put them all in the description box below. Bye. Good girl. Good job.